she said, "Mommy, I missed you." I said, "I miss you too, baby." She goes, "Where's Daddy?" What do you tell a 3-year-old?
Charlie Kirk's wife is creeping me out. What the hell is with that blueberry budget thing? Why would you say that to your kids?
Y'all, Erika Kirk was too stunned to speak when her 3-year-old daughter begged to live with Charlie's parents instead of her. And Charlie's parents? They were more than happy to have their grandkid. And now, rumors are floating around that they're also trying to get custody of Erika's 1-year-old son because apparently Erika has been super neglectful of them since Charlie died. And before anyone says they're overreacting, remember that kids have no reason to lie, especially when they're experiencing discomfort. So the fact that Erika's toddler is crying and screaming to get away from her has got everyone wondering, is Erika really such a terrible mom, or are Charlie's parents just capitalizing on their grief?
Why does Erika Kirk keep forgetting that she has children?
What are they going to threaten me with? Going to heaven sooner to be with my husband?
I think you could ask any mother this same question, and every mother is going to express concern about who's going to take care of the kids.
So, Erika recently revealed that sometimes her 3-year-old daughter will cry and ask for her father even months after he passed away. According to her, she would then have to explain to her daughter that her father was now in heaven, and all she needed to do to speak with him was look up at the sky. When Erika was delivering this touching, she made sure to add all the emotional cues, the tears, the pauses, the sniffles. She clearly wanted to let everyone know how much she and the kids were struggling since he passed.
And I talked to her and she said, "Mommy, I missed you." I said, "I miss you too, baby." She goes, "Where's Daddy?" What do you tell a 3-year-old? She's 3. I said, "Baby, Daddy loves you so much. Don't you worry. He's on a work trip with Jesus, so he can afford your blueberry budget."
However, people watching her were getting a different message entirely. They didn't hear grieving widow explaining loss to her daughter. They heard confused toddler trying to understand why the parent who actually cared was no longer around. And that's what got everyone talking. Because Erika has been trying really hard to slip in those little heartwarming moments to make it seem like she's fully hands-on in helping her 2 kids get through this difficult time. But according to insiders, that's not what's really happening behind the scenes. While the boy might still be too young to understand what's going on, the daughter reportedly spends all day crying and asking for her father because that was the parent she really bonded with. And when Charlie's parents found out just how much their granddaughter was struggling, they knew it was time to step in and get her away from Erika. See, Charlie's parents never really liked Erika. Why? Because she always seemed to be more about the money than about truly loving Charlie. And honestly, they might have been onto something, because now that Charlie has died, people are getting a closer look at just how ambitious and money-hungry Erika has always been. One resurfaced interview that's been making the rounds is this one, where Charlie and Erika are arguing about who should control the finances in the house. While Charlie is trying to make her understand that both partners need to be responsible with money, Erika goes on and on about how she should be the one handling the finances and signing the checks.
And if you are marrying a man that is not capable of completely and totally handling the finances, then you should not marry that man. Finances will break a marriage quicker than anything else, period.
But what if he checks all of the boxes, he just is horrible at money, and you're really good at money?
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Doesn't matter.
The fact that she couldn't get herself to agree with Charlie said a lot, but what was even more telling was how fast she stepped into Charlie's shoes after he passed away. Within weeks, she already made herself the CEO Turning Point USA and had started dishing out orders, especially when it came to the company's wallet. It was like she already had a whole blueprint of how to run things and was just waiting for Charlie to get out of the way so she could take over. And that ambition is something that's always been just below the surface. As y'all know, Erika didn't just spawn out of nowhere. Before meeting Charlie, she tried her hands at many ventures that could make her rich and famous. Not to mention, her father also has close ties with Trump and other powerful Republicans. Everything about her life was scripted to make her a leader of the next generation of MAGA champions. She even once slipped up and revealed that her meeting of Charlie was not a coincidence.
I will never forget the time I was in Israel with my husband. Well, that was the second time, but the first time with my mother on a pilgrimage. And I was standing in the ticket line. And I remember looking behind me, and in the snake of the ticket line was a guy who looked very familiar. I had no idea who he was. And I told my mom, "This guy looks so familiar." And as a typical mother, she said, "Go and say hi." No. We were late for our flight, and I'm not going to come off like a crazy person that's just weird. That ended up being Charlie. Nothing is by coincidence.
When she put it like that, many things about their relationship started to make more sense. And it's like the more people dug, the more evidence they found that Erika never wanted Charlie or the kids for that matter, which explains why she can't be bothered to be there for the kids. As y'all might know, Erika ran an orphanage called Romanian Angels, but according to reports, she never actually tried to get to know the kids and connect with them on a personal level. It was all about the optics for her. There are even rumors that the orphanage tore thousands of kids away from their families and sent them to Europe and Asia without proper documentation. And while that's never been proved, it also has never been debunked.
So apparently she used to run an orphanage in Romania, and it was a Christian orphanage, and allegedly a lot of kids went missing. A lot of kids who came into that orphanage went missing. With her ties to you-know-who, his ties to you-know-who, a lot of people are speculating that those kids were
It just looks like no matter what Erika does, she can't unlock that maternal instinct in herself. But here's where it gets even more confusing. While Erika has been going around talking about not wanting Charlie's good work to suffer, she has conveniently ignored the fact that Charlie left everything in place for her and the kids to live comfortably for a long time before she ever has to go back to work. Charlie's net worth was over $12 million, and almost all of it went to Erika and the kids. And that's enough money to give them a cushion so that Erika can take the next year or two off to grieve properly and help her kids deal with the loss. Also, Turning Point USA already has a structure and board of trustees. So although Erika is an important piece of it, there's really no need for her to become the new CEO right away. So all her excuses about keeping Charlie's legacy alive are DOA. Charlie clearly didn't want his kids to suffer after his death, and that's the legacy he would have wanted to keep alive the most. But instead of honoring that, Erika basically dumped the kids with her army of nannies and started a grief tour in the name of TPUSA. And then there's the fact that Erika has been showing up to every interview and outing dressed to the nines. From the looks of it, she has given herself a fat wardrobe allowance from Charlie left her to take care of the kids. When you add that to the fact that Erika feels the need to turn everything in their lives into a performance to make herself look better to the mega crowd, it's no surprise that her daughter feels so sad all the time. Now, you would think that all of this backlash would force Erika to sit and reflect on how she has handled her family since her husband's death. I mean, her daughter demanding to go live with her grandparents should have been a big enough red flag for her. Instead, she doubled down and got even more concerned about how she could get more money. She started making some weird moves like opening a GoFundMe soliciting funds for whatever reason, and people actually donated millions of dollars to her. The backlash from it was insane. People clowned her for turning Charlie's death into a grift and capitalizing on her kids' grief for profit. They left comments like, "I wish he would have seen that she was all about the money. It's sickening." Erika is a phony and never was a grieving widow to that man. She is a fake, and her tears, fake. And then there was this one comment that basically said what everyone else was thinking. Hopefully the children will end up with their paternal grandparents in the end. But here's where everything flipped. The moment Charlie's parents stepped in, they made it clear they wanted full custody of both kids. And what made them finally snap was Erika's blatant disrespect of Charlie. Barely weeks after his death, she was already cuddling with other men on TV in the name of being an intense hugger. And his parents had to sit on the sidelines watching Erika get praised for being such a good wife when they knew she was never like that with him when he was alive. As if that wasn't bad enough, rumors started floating around that Erika's nannies had to call CPS on her multiple times because she just couldn't be bothered to check up on the kids. And that practically ended the conversation because Charlie's parents were done negotiating at that point. Now the wild part is this. Erika really thought she could outrun all of this by pretending everything was normal. But behind the scenes, Charlie's parents are done playing nice. They've already met with lawyers, they've already pulled every message and nanny report they can find, and they're moving like people who've made up their minds. And the sad thing is, Erika still doesn't get it. She's busy showing up to events in fresh outfits while the one person who needed her the most was crying to stay anywhere but home. So now everyone's looking at the same ugly possibility. If the 3-year-old already chose her grandparents, what happens when the court finally hears what the nannies told CPS? Because if any of that is true, Erika's not just losing the daughter, she might lose both kids.